Hey everyone, thank you for checking out my video, and today we're looking at how to rotate a figure about an origin. We're dealing with rigid transformations, okay? And so the first one we're going to deal with is rotation. And rotation is usually the hardest, but I want to go ahead and tackle it first and get it out the way. So when we rotate a figure about origin, we're talking about a coordinated plane where you have an X and a Y axis, and we're taking the shape and we're moving it around that axis. Okay, so in order to do that, you need to take a look at two important things. Okay, and these are the notes to rotate a figure about an origin. So in order to rotate a figure about origin, two things you need to keep in mind is the quadrants: quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4 on a coordinated plane, and what the signs are going to be. So if you can't remember it, it's important to write these notes down so that way you have it. But quadrant 1 is positive, positive, quadrant 2 is negative, positive, and so on. Okay, that's one thing to keep in mind. The next thing to keep in mind is how much you're rotating, and this is just shorthand here so you can remember it, and it's going to make more detail or more sense in a minute. But if it's 180 degrees rotation, you keep. If it's 90 or 270 degrees, you swap. And you're like, keep, swap, what does that mean? Don't worry, it's going to make sense in a minute. But that's what you need to remember. 180 keep, 90 or 270 swap. And then you need to know these positive and negatives per the quadrant. Okay, so let's take a look at an example. Alright, so here's a problem here. Alright, let's go back here, cut back in and see if we can get it with the question. There we go. Alright, so here we are. We've got a flat figure here, and we want to do a rigid transformation. We're not changing the size of the figure, we're just moving it around on this coordinated plane, and what we want to do is rotate it around the origin. This yellow dot is the origin. Okay, now in this particular exercise, it's going to guide you all the way through. Okay, so if you mess up, you just come back and do it again. Okay, alright, so here it says follow the guided instructions below to rotate the figure 90 degrees counterclockwise about the origin. So draw a circle centered at the center of the rotation such that one of the vertices, and that's these points here, that's the vertices of the figure, is on the circle. So we're going to just take this and we'll come right here in the origin and start to make a circle. And we'll keep going until one of the vertices is on here. And once you do it right, it gives you different instructions. Now it says click and drag and draw a line through the yellow center and the vertex on the circle. So that vertex that we touched on right here, you need to have a line. And all you gotta do is click here and drag it straight to here, and you got that line. Simple enough, right? Alright, now we want to draw a line that's perpendicular. Now this might be the hardest part to do, but it's not that hard. You want to draw one that's perpendicular, which means it's going to make a 90-degree angle. So you attempt to do one, right? And boom, it's not right. Okay, that's okay. It's telling me the one that I drew is -9/2, and the one that is drawn is 1/8. Okay, so as soon as this happens, what you want to do is just flip this upside down, which will make it 8/1, and make it opposite to what it is. If it's negative, make it positive. If it's positive, make it negative. So we flip it upside down, 8/1, and make it negative. So we need a slope that is 8/1. So you'll go up 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then go back 1. I forgot to click on the circle. Let me go back. Now, so you could do that. You can also go down 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then over 1. This time I'm going to click on it. Nope, messed it up again. Hang on. So we'll go down 8 and over 1. There we go. Good to go. Now I'm going to do a couple of these, make sure it makes sense here. Alright, now it says rotate it 90 degrees counterclockwise. Got to know how the clock works. So we're going to go this way. We're going to the left. So we'll drag it from the red dot over until it clicks on that line. Boom. 90-degree rotation. Alright, so and you can animate it again and show it again. But now we're almost done. All we need now is to take these points and know what the new points are. Okay, so this is called the pre-image, the image that you have before you change it, and then after you do it, it's called an image. So you give you the points of the pre-image, and they give you the points of the image. Okay, we got to put those in. Now, that's when we go to the notes that I gave you. Okay, so the first thing you notice is the 180 degrees keep, 90 or 270 degrees swap. This one is a 90 degree, so we swap. So before I even put in the signs in, I'm just going to swap the numbers. So instead of having 2 and 3, I'm going to have 3 and 2, 1 and 5, 1 and 8, 8 and 4, 6 and 1. Alright, I've swapped the numbers. I'm not done yet though. Now I'm going to go back and see which quadrant is in. It's in this quadrant over here, and this is quadrant 2. And on quadrant 2, if we go back to the notes, it's negative and positive. Negative and positive. So we're going to make them all negative and positive. Alright, and then alright, and it says you're correct, and if you're wrong, you just go back and fix it. Okay, so that's exactly how that's done. This is doing a rigid transformation. This particular rigid transformation is a rotation. So just to retract, once you set it up, you do the rotation, you come down here and you check to see, okay, is it an 80 or is it a 90-270? And if it's an 80, keep it the same. If it's a 90-270, swap. And then put the signs where they go. Let's do a couple more. New problem. Alright, so this one's a 270, okay? Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is draw a circle so that it ends up having on the edge of a vertex. And if you do it wrong, you just gonna keep making you do it till you get it right. Alright, the next thing we'll do is draw a line. Just click here and draw to that same vertices right there. Alright, and now we want to draw a line that's perpendicular. And it may not be right, but I think I'm gonna drag a line about right here. Not right. Okay, so it says the slope of the line I have is 5/6, but I've got -5/4. I don't want that. I want -6/5. We're going to flip that number upside down and change it from positive to negative. So I'm going to start here, click, go up 6, and go back 5. Boom. Alright, now I got to rotate it 270 degrees counterclockwise. So counterclockwise means go this way. So I keep going all the way around until I get right here. Alright, now all I got to do is fill them out. Okay, so remember, with 90 and 270, we swap them. 1 and 4, 2 and 8, and 5 and 6. And then we look to see what quadrant it's in. It's in the 4th quadrant. And in that quadrant, it's a positive, negative. So positive and then negative. There it is. Alright, let's look at another one. Alright, this is a 180. So we'll take a look at the 180 here, okay? So we're going to draw a circle. Make sure we make it big enough. Oh. To get that other vertices there. Doesn't quite work. Alright, we're going to leave it right here. Boom. So as long as one of the vertices is on the circle, you're good. Okay? Alright, now we're going to click from that dot to this dot to make that line. Alright, and on this one I'm going to be pretty smart on it because I can see the slope. The slope here is negative, let's see, up 1 and back 3, negative 1 over 3. So I'm going to go positive 3 over 1. Go up 3 and go over 1. Boom. Perpendicular. Alright, now we're going to drag it 180 degrees. We're going to drag it from the red dot over till we meet that line. And notice how you don't really even need this line. You just need this one on the 180. But they make you put that line in there regardless. And you get a rotation here of 180 degrees. And did I go counterclockwise? Yep. Alright, now. Okay, so take a look at this one. Now, remember from the notes, the 180 degrees mean you keep the numbers the same. So we'll keep it at 6 and 3, 3 and 1, 1 and 5, 7 and 6. And it's irregardless of the signs. We'll do the signs next. So next we see that it's in this quadrant here, and when it's in that quadrant, we're going to have a positive and a negative. So we're going to put negative on the second number here, the y over here. So that's negative, 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 and negative. Alright, and this is rotating a figure about the origin. I want to thank you for checking out my video, and have a nice day.